Right, we are going live. This is it.
I have to wait.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 we are live. And let's just make sure everything's good. Hello, everyone. Hello, guys. Got it. And then we are. Yes. Yes, yes. Talking about recording last week. Last week we were just cracking up right after the show ended. It was so funny because I kind of just did not stop I stopped the recording, but I did not actually stop the show. And then everybody kept talking. That was so
Indeed. For whatever reason, I can't share it.
Oh boy. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you guys. We're having guests right here. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. Come on in, come on in. All right, guys. I can see you. Welcome, welcome. All right.
How come it comes different today? I can't share it on my page.
Yeah, it came different. Yeah, it did.
It does.
Yeah.
What does it do? Okay.
The way, I don't know, I guess it's Facebook.
Oh yes, on Facebook. Yep, we have guests coming, guys. Let's just acknowledge everyone. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you guys. Hello, Merv. Nice to see you. And of course, hope the audience discovers something new. Yes, we're definitely gonna discover something new because tonight's topic is really about how we're feeling and things that we're doing. So definitely gonna be something new tonight. I'm asking everyone to please share and invite, your friends and family. If you feel like you get something from the show, please share it with others. Because to know about us and what we do. Welcome, Miss Florette. So nice to see you. So nice to see everyone. Anyway, yes, as you guys can see, tonight's topic is a little bit different, and I know it affects so many people, so that's why we have to address these things, because sometimes we kind of feel more comfortable not talking about things, but we're not going to make anybody feel uncomfortable. We're going to have fun with everything we do, as always, right, Miss Kat? Right?
Yes, 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 yes. Excuse me, guys. Today I'm feeling under the weather, so yeah, I'll probably leave a little early. Yeah, but yes, so welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna get right into it, right?
Yes.
So today is the 12th?
The 12th already, yes, I know.
We're just about halfway through the month already. That's crazy.
Mm.
So I hope for those of you that are saying you're going, you have actually purchased your tickets because we're just about 2 months away. So don't just say it, do it.
Be
like
about
Nike say, yes,
yeah.
do it and be
let me add something really quickly on what you just
about it.
What I want to remind everyone is that you guys have reached out to me. Some of you reached out to me and asked for the hotel. So we're trying to put it together for you, but I really need you guys to not just talk about it, but take action, because if I don't see that those tickets are purchased, I cannot include you in anything. So if you're serious about this, get your ticket and let me know so I can add you on the group hotel. There's a big difference between the hotel, the group rate, and if you just do it by yourself. So especially if you're coming from out of state. So I just wanted to remind that to everyone, because there are other people waiting, and I don't want to keep them waiting too long. So this week, and I know we mentioned that before, this week, whoever is not part of the group, I'm going to just close it and leave it alone, and then it will be a little bit, more difficult for you guys. But if there's enough of you for another group, then I'll do that. But in the meantime, that's where we are for this week. I need people who already bought their tickets to have the room ready, so then we don't have to worry about it. All right. So I'm sorry, Miss Kat, way back to you.
Okay, so yes, as I was saying, and you put it very well. Yeah, so just get your tickets and come on and have a good time. So yeah, so we're gonna welcome you to the show. As Coach said, today is a little different, but nonetheless, it's gonna be a fun, exciting show. Again, you guys participate. We appreciate you. Share it on your page, share it, Messenger, share it. I don't care where you share it. Share it so people can hear about this. So we are getting a lot of views, even though we know a lot of people that are behind the scenes. So we're happy to see that there are lots of you that they are viewing the show, and we're getting some great feedback. So thank you for that. And so again, like, this is our opinion, and apparently our opinion is doing very well. You guys are enjoying it. So we welcome your thoughts. Chime in. We're waiting for a phone call. We did get a phone call, I think. Or was it Vanya that called? But anyway.
Linda had called once.
That's right. Yeah. So we did get a call. But yeah, feel free to call. Coach can 305
546-9679. Yeah.
So if you have kids, be mindful, as we always say.
Yes.
You know, like, we're just, the topic today is pretty open. So I think it's actually pretty good if you have young teenagers, young kids, because this is a very important topic. It can be very touchy. Again, we're here for support. So if you have any questions, whatever you want to chime in, please do so. Welcome everyone once again to this Wednesday, the 12th.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Scott. Before we start today, let me acknowledge so many of you came early tonight, and I appreciate it. And you guys are not hiding behind the computer, you know, so we can actually see many of you. Linda, so nice to see you. Mert, I've already welcomed you. Marlene, Michelle, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Jean. Thank you guys, Miss Florette, and everybody else who's here. It's early, and I already noticed that we are growing, so please keep sharing it. I appreciate you, and really, that's really motivate all of us when you guys share with many people. It makes us feel like you guys are getting, you know, something from it, and so we want to give more. You know, want to give you more. Definitely. Miss Kat, you're on mute. You're on mute. We can't hear you. Yes. All right. So, well, you want me to go ahead and tell them about the topic? I'll just go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. Tonight's topic.
I'm sorry. I got lost with Cynthia Allen that's writing on the wrong show. Cynthia, you on the wrong show.
All right. The topic tonight is mental health a factor in our relationships? You know, it dawned on me. I mean, for those of you who know me, my background is in social work. So of course, I mean, I deal a lot with people that you know, have some type of issue in regards to mental health. And it's always been a question for me. Why is it that we hide this so much? Why is it that we feel such a disgrace if someone, you know, is having some mental health issue? I mean, if somebody suffer from migraine, because I suffered from migraine for years. I mean, it was no problem for me to share it. You know, if there's some, you know, people talk about diabetes, and it's okay. We have so many things that we accept, and we acknowledge them, and we don't feel, you know, that we are disgusted by it, and we don't feel that there's something wrong with anybody who has it. But the minute it's mental health, it's like, don't talk about this because people think you're crazy. No. This is a different time. This is 2022. People don't think you're crazy if you go into mental health. There's something that's happened, you know, in your life that's affecting you a certain way. And there are things that we can do. And tonight we're going to talk about that. Right, guys? Especially Coach Mundy as well. This is his field.
I think it's important. Good evening, everyone. When we say mental health, sometimes just from listening to people, they tend to confuse mental health and mental illness, right? Mental health is the well-being, is your well-being, whether it's psychological, whether it's emotional, it's the well-being of yourself, right? Mental illness, on the other hand, is when there's a disease going on in the mind, right? It could be perhaps, let's say, for example, the collective trauma that we all experience from COVID-19. We can say we all suffer some kind of mental illness as a result of COVID-19, right? Let's say at the age of 6 years old, your father decided he's going to teach you to swim, but the way he did that, he just pushed you into the
Water?
what's the word? The pool, right? And so because of that, you were traumatized. And every time you find yourself near a big body of water, you get scared. That's what we're talking about, is this ability to be able to work toward those things.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Wendy. I think that is important. We're living in a world where we are seeing and hearing so many, I don't want to use the word crazy, because I think when we use mental health and crazy, that's why people get scared. So let's just say disturbing, something that could be disturbing, things that you may not quite understand, and it makes you feel some type of way. And a lot of times when we don't understand things, we get scared and we give it our own label. And I think now we've gotten much further in mental health, where there's so much research that's being done, where we're noticing that mental health is not like Mandy just said. It's not something that is, you don't have to be crazy, you don't have to be necessarily a serial killer, so to speak. I could have mental health issue and be fine, but I need to see someone. I need to make sure that I'm seeing a therapist. I may be put on medication, but that doesn't mean I can't function. At the end of the day, right now, I think that there's so many things, especially like you just said, Mandy, with COVID. I do believe every one of us, COVID left us with some kind of trauma. And I, for one, can kind of say that, I didn't realize how much until I'm starting to take the train to go to the city now for work. And it's really, it's like, oh my God, like what can happen? Because we recently, not too long ago, we had something in New York where somebody went crazy and just started shooting. And that's when I would use the word crazy, because that's part of mental health as well. But we don't want to keep labeling it as somebody that has to be crazy. So yeah, so I do want to say that it is important that we talk. If we're feeling some type of way, if things are bothering us, don't bottle it inside. It's okay to find help. It's okay to find someone that is professional in that field and talk to them. It's fine. We all need help sometimes. We all do. So it's okay.
Yeah. So mental health is so often speaking now into anything that you do. You stress at work, they say, oh, you have to take care of your mental health, not just your job, but you have to take the time to relax. You have to go to a spa, you have to take a vacation, and they're considered as part of taking care of your mental health. If you're assisting someone who's sick in your home and you are taking the burden of taking care of that person, you have to also be conscious of, in order for you to give to them, you have to take care of yourself first. That's part of taking care of your mental health. So the way it's such a broad subject about mental health, it's not just exclusive to, they're going to send you out to the G building like they used to say. It just, we have gone so far now in realizing that mental health is not just for someone who takes medication to function, but it is just how you function in your daily life, such as your social functioning, dealing with family members, dealing with work, dealing with stress, is all part of mental health. When you go into a panic attack, people never thought of that. That's also mental health. I also realized that there is another part of mental health that I think a lot of people suffer of it, of unable to make decisions. They become codependent or dependent on people. Those people cannot make decisions. So they become very passive as far as before they can make any decision, they have to ask millions of people. Well, not million, but they have to ask the opinion of all their friends and family. I'm exaggerating. I'm Haitian, so so it's part of that of going to ask families and friends before you even make one decision. So why are you so afraid to make decision? Because you're afraid of failing or not making the right decision. So all that is part of mental health, of you being codependent of it. People dependent of that, you don't want them to leave you, so you become very how should I say, stuck to them. So that's also, you can consider that part of mental health as well.
Definitely, yeah. Go ahead, Ms. Kattia, you were gonna say something? Yeah, we've covered a lot in regard to mental health, and I just want to add something to it. You know, if you, and I think Vanya kind of opened that door. When we talk about, you know, being afraid, you know, to do things, and fear, you know, fear is that we do not realize that fear is not something that we should look at it as we're afraid of it. You know, there is this fear for things that we do not know, things that we don't understand, fear of things, you know, of anything that is not common to our surrounding. We associate it with something bad, and then we're afraid of it. What we fail to understand is that fear that we actually, you know, experience at a moment that, you know, you're not sure what to do. That fear is only telling you to move cautiously. It's not telling you to run away. It's not telling you to give up your vision. It's just telling you, as you move forward, move cautiously. Just make sure that you do not give up whatever it is that you need to do because you're afraid that what if? Well, what if you don't do it? What if that could have, you know, been the most beautiful thing in your life and you missed the opportunity because you're afraid to jump?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you're standing, you know, somewhere and there's all forest in front of you. You can't really see what's there. You don't know if there is water, and you don't know if there is, you know, sand, or how you're gonna fall. But if something brought you to that space and you find yourself asking yourself, well, you know, what is this, you know, anxiety that I'm feeling? What is that, you know, inside of me? And if you feel that it's fear, I really do need you to take up, you know, just ask yourself, well, what is that telling me? What is it telling me? And I want you to remember, it's only telling you to move cautiously. Because as you're standing, you know, on top of that bench or wherever it is, one or two things can happen if you decide to jump. You can either fall and experience what it's like to actually fall, or you can just fly. But you won't know if you stand still. There's no way to know. The worst thing that can happen for me as a coach, I can tell you, it's not the fear of what you're doing. It's the what if you had done it. That's the worst thing that we all at some point put ourselves in. What if I had done this? What if I had, you know, the courage to do this? What if I had taken a chance on this? What if I had just opened my mouth and speak? What if I actually tell Coach Maggie, okay, well, guess what? I have a question and I'm gonna ask it live for everybody to hear. What if you actually take a chance on yourself? What if you had never been on the plane before and now you decided, you know what, I'm going to Florida to that masquerade ball? What if you always wanted to get that degree but was afraid that maybe you're not good enough for it. You see, what if for me is the worst thing that can happen. Anything else, you can do it. That's what I wanted to share for now.
But also, Maggie, in relating to relationship, if you have a partner, or doesn't necessarily, even if it is a partner, a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, family member, best friend, and they have that kind of Belcoyol had to say anxiety of that, or fear of moving, or cannot make decision. They have to constantly ask you to make the decision. It can put so much pressure in a relationship where you have someone who's so codependent on you. Unless there is a way that the person has it, there's a way you can work with it, and you have assistant like a coach or psychiatrist to help you. You're not able to deal with someone like that. So that's also that too, how it affects your relationship, dealing with someone with this kind of disorder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Monday, you were going to say something?
No, I think it's only fair for us, if we're going to talk about mental health, to mention the 4 types of mental health. We have, for example, when someone say, they're suffering from depression, or they have bipolar, for example, that's a mood disorder, right? And it's no fault of your own. It's you don't have to feel ashamed of it. It's not something that you did to yourself. It's considered exactly the same way if you had a heart issue, or something was going on with you physically, right? You wouldn't blame yourself for that. It's the same way. So I always want to remind my patients that taking care of yourself is a privilege, right? It's a wonderful gift that we have the ability to know if something is not right, and to find someone who can help you deal with it. So we talk about the mood disorders, but there's also, and I think Vanya, you kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier as well. When, for example, when we talk about anxiety, right? And Coach Maggie talks about it as well. But you could suffer from anxiety disorder, right? Where you constantly afraid just about anything and everything. Every decisions that you have to make makes your heart beat real fast, and you start sweating, and you feel mobilized, and you can't do anything, right? That's a major thing to deal with, and it's not something you can handle on your own. And there's also psychotic disorders, right? For example, someone who suffers from schizophrenia, right? So I'm saying all that again to reiterate that mental health is important, and that I'm glad today and nowadays that we are talking about it. But we need not only to talk about it, but if you yourself realize that, wait a minute, something's just not right with me, don't be ashamed about it. Reach out to a professional. You can talk to your primary doctor about it, by the way. That's something that when you go to see your primary doctor, you can tell your primary doctor, I noticed lately that I've been feeling depressed, or maybe you don't even know if it's depression, right? But you just can't get up in the morning. You just want to stay in bed all day, and you don't want the lights on, and you don't want the shades on. You don't want to see the light. I mean, you can talk to your doctor, let your doctor know what's going on, and then they can determine, okay, this is what's happening with you. About if I connect you to see a therapist or a coach, but don't quickly get on medication, which is another thing sometimes people do, which is not always the best thing, right? Coach, don't quickly ask for medication, get the blue pill, and then, you're feeling like you're in la la land. It's not necessarily the best method, okay?
I agree. And you know what? I'll add to this. We may be going through things in life that makes us feel sometimes that we're depressed. And there's nothing wrong with that, because this is part of of our body. Sometimes, you have this high emotion, sometimes you have a low emotion, but it depends on how low it gets. But if you're going, for instance, if you're going through some things in life, right? Let's say you're going through a breakup. There are times that you might not want to get out of bed. If you just lost your job, right? And if you're having a hard time paying your bills, there are times that you might not want to get out of bed. And all these are little symptoms, but they're not enough for you, to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick and I need medication. Because those medications do have side effects. So we're not saying not to take your medication, but just be aware of exactly what is going on in your life. What triggers that change in your mood? What makes you feel the way, that you're feeling? The best thing to do is really to have a conversation with your doctor. Find out, just say, listen, I'm either going to a divorce or I'm going to this breakup, or I lost my job, or, there is a sickness in the family, something happened. That was your trigger, right? And then you can say, okay, well, then this is what I need to do to fix that problem, because you don't have a problem per se. There is a cause for it. Now you need to fix that, right? But for instance, if you're in a breakup, right? You're going to a divorce and you don't know what to do. That's when I would always suggest anyone who's going to a divorce, because I've been through this too many times, right? Remember I told you guys that, right? So you need someone to talk to. No joke. You can't tell me that you're strong enough. You're going through this, right? Because imagine when you got married, it was for better or for worse, till death do us part. You made all these promises, even if you're not legally married, even if you're just in a relationship. This is that person you want to be with. And all of a sudden you feel like all the wall is falling down. What the heck happened? Where did you go wrong? Because in your mind, you're probably saying to yourself, I've done everything that I could. And that other person is saying, I've done everything that I could. So now everybody's standing in their ground and nobody's moving. Please get some help. Get a professional help. I promise you guys that I wouldn't be able to sit here having this conversation with you if I didn't seek some help for myself, because boy, I had no idea what was happening to me. All I know is that my walls was falling, my walls were falling, and I didn't know what to do. Did I suffer from anxiety at that time? Yes, I did. Imagine having to go to the doctor at least once a week. Yeah, there was some serious, anxiety going on. Constant migraine, not knowing what to do for myself. That's no joke. So we are having this conversation because these things are real.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot lie about them anymore and pretend that I'm fine, I'm okay, I can handle this. It's okay to cry. It's okay to express your feelings. It's okay to show your vulnerability. It's okay to ask for help. Because in the process of not doing these things, we claim anxiety. Because when you try to be all this at once, it's going to show somehow in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop for now.
But we are in that society where everything gets tossed out like it's disposable. And even relationship are now just disposable, as opposed to go somewhere and talk, go through that route of speaking with someone, getting counseling, and with your partner also. It doesn't have to be your wife or husband. It could be the person is your boyfriend or girlfriend, or even sometimes family counseling with group of siblings and who's not getting along well. That's also helpful. You never know what you can discover, how things can get better, as opposed to just disposing a relationship because it's much easier. I'm not saying in all relationships, but there are relationships that's just worth the tried.
Yeah, I'll just take a note on that. I do want to acknowledge everyone that's here and sharing, but I also want all of us to be respectful of what we're saying, because if we start giving people and if we misinform people, whether we're on stage or we are listening, and then we're putting things on the chat that are not accurate, we're not doing anybody, we're not helping anyone. So I'm going to ask, like, if you feel like you have a question, ask it as a question. But if you start sharing your opinion, I want you guys to own it and say, this is your opinion, because I really would not want someone else to come in and read this and think, okay, well, this is what so-and-so said, on the Maggie and Kattia show, and that's what I'm going to do. So please be mindful of that, because I'm reading some things in here that do not align with the reality of, what we're talking about. And no, we're not emphasizing on people taking medications, because we don't know what people are going to be taking, but we do emphasize on people seeking help. Talk to a professional, whether it's a psychiatrist or a therapist or a coach, but get some professional help before you start popping pills. Please, I wanted to acknowledge this, because I want people to be clear that we're not encouraging anyone to go and take no medication, regardless of the circumstances that you're going through. Seek professional help before that.
Absolutely. Again, in fact, let me just say this, because I think perhaps I didn't articulate it properly. By no means I'm telling you not to take your medication. You need to follow the directive of your doctor always, right? But what I was saying, though, is sometimes we want a quick fix. I'm saying, before you start going for a quick fix, make sure you seek out professional help. If you seek the professional help, a psychiatrist is not just going to write you a prescription. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to want to evaluate what's wrong with you, what's happening with you. Is there a chemical imbalance going on with you? Is it emotional? What's happening with you? What's happening in your mind? Then they can, based on their evaluation after talking with you, then they will prescribe you what you need, right? So, because I've had clients, and I'm just going to say this, who tell you, listen, I don't want to talk about what's happening with me. I just want a pill to make this go away. Listen, I can't give you a pill to make it go away. I don't know what's wrong with you to begin with, to make what go away, right? So don't go for the quick fix. It's okay to experience whatever it is you need to experience. Sometimes we are afraid of experiencing pain, afraid of experiencing grief, afraid of dealing with our emotions, right? If you are afraid, it's probably because you don't know how to handle it. That's a sign that tells you that, okay, I need to seek professional help, someone who's going to help me, guide me through the steps so I can freely experience my emotions in a safe environment.
I think that's also part of the reasons why we have such issues with people being dependent on medicine, more drugs, people.
Alcohol.
Huh?
Alcohol too.
Yeah, no, but I was more referring to people looking to take pills. And this is one of our biggest problems in this country, is that people are just, and unfortunately we do have professional medical, I don't just want to say doctors, but professionals that are just making it easy, because sometimes they don't take the time to really see what the problem is. And it is so much faster to just write a prescription. Unfortunately, that is a problem in the medical field as well. So yes, as Maggie was saying, please, before, we're not saying anything like that, do seek professional help and abide by what they are saying. If you must take something, then it is necessary that you do take your pills and do what you need to do to maintain a healthy mental health.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also, one part that we have not talked about yet is basically how all these things affect our relationships, right? Because now we are going through something, and then we don't even know what we're going through. All we know is that there's changes in our lives. We don't even recognize the signs. We don't know what to do. We're sometimes afraid to have the wrong, to go to the doctor to get a diagnosis. So then we want to try and see if we can fix ourselves, right? And now there's someone else in your house, in your life, and that person doesn't recognize you anymore. And that person cannot communicate with you, So these are the things that we want you guys to be mindful of them, because if you're living with someone, whether you're married or whatever relationship you have, and you start feeling these things, share with your partner. Tell that person, if you see me, I'm sorry that I screamed at you. Something is not the way it's supposed to be. My head is, I'm either thinking too much, or I feel that, I'm feeling anxious, whatever it is, share with your partner. Don't be embarrassed to call someone you love, a friend if you don't have a partner, a family member, reach out to someone and say, listen, I don't feel like myself. I need some help. Because if you don't, and if you are in a relationship, that person is actually going to start thinking, well, I did something wrong. Why are you acting that way? And you cannot tell me what I did wrong. So now it's not you dealing with one thing. Now you put yourself in a situation where your relationship is in jeopardy as well. Only because one thing that we so often talked about, lack of communication. Because we're too afraid to express our feelings. We're too afraid of what people are gonna think about us. We're too afraid of owning something that is happening in our lives. We just feel that this is not who we want to be, therefore we're not gonna talk about it. So
I think especially, sorry. I was gonna say, since you said that, especially with men, how we always say men don't cry, men don't do this, and men are this. I think we need to be mindful of that. Men, it's okay. It is okay to say you're not strong today, or you haven't been feeling your best. That is, if you are in a relationship, that is why we have partners. And it is sad to me if I do have a partner that I am afraid to go to my partner to tell him I'm not feeling myself. If not him, who then? That is supposed to be one of the closest person to you. That is supposed to be the person you go to in time of need. So if you are in a relationship and you can't go to your partner, there might be some other issues there, but you have to be able to open up. Don't let it stay in. And men, please don't, especially our Black men, don't be me, Tarzan, and I can handle it. And you can't. It's okay. It is quite okay to ask for help.
And Kat, I have to say though, because sometimes the question is, should you disclose your mental illness to your partner? And the way I always answer this, number one, is it's totally up to you, right? It is up to you whether or not you want to disclose it to your partner. But I also think that perhaps sometimes, because we are, and when I say we, I'm talking about the person who's suffering with the mental illness, perhaps because they are dealing with their own stigma. See, sometimes we look at stigma as if it's the other people who's going to feel a certain way about us, but sometimes we ourselves have stigma, our own stigma with the mental illness that we are dealing with. And so we're afraid if we disclose that information to our partner, they're not going to receive it well, or we're going to push them away from us. And the fear of that prevent us from being totally open.
But okay, I understand what you're saying. Again, I feel that that is your partner. That is a big chunk of why this person is there. I understand that you might have an issue and you might feel a certain type of way. However, I feel that withholding something that is so crucial, unless you, even if you don't know yet, maybe it's not a mental illness. We're simply saying you're not feeling yourself. This is your go-to person. Say, hey, I don't know what's going on. I've been feeling this, that. And that partner should be, well, yeah, I've noticed whatever. Let's figure this out. And if it does turn out you're going through something, that is your partner in crime. That is supposed to be your go-to.
Mhm.
And then let us put our heads together and figure it out, especially if you have children.
Mhm.
Because it is, mental, again, if it's some kind of disorder where that can potentially become worse, then it is important that you divulge that information to your partner,
Mhm.
because it is going to affect the
Yeah.
family somehow.
I'm sorry. I would like to ask everyone who's watching the show tonight something that I've never done before. But I have a friend of mine who is watching. She just asked for the words of encouragement because the spirit is so broken. Please, everyone, reach out to Miss Cricket Mayfield and give her some love. She wants some words of encouragement, and please let her know how much we love her. We love you, Cricket. It's okay. It's okay. We are here for you. And I appreciate the fact that you allow us in your space. So, and open up and let us see you. Broken is just a moment. It's just something that we're going through that makes us feel like that. But you are perfect and whole all together. It's something that is happening in your life in that moment that makes you feel like you're broken. You are too strong to be broken. You are too perfect to be broken. You are whole, so you cannot be broken, my friend. It's whatever it is you're going through that's giving you that feeling. And I want you to acknowledge it. So whatever it is, we're going to rebuke it because you're stronger than it and you're gonna overcome this.
And I just want to, I'm sorry, Coach. I just want to say that I know what you said is perfectly right. But I also want to say, I'm always going to be the devil's advocate. It is okay to feel broken. It is okay to be broken at this moment. But know that you can have help to put you back whole. It is okay to go through the feeling of feeling broken. That doesn't mean you are broken. It's just the feeling that you have. So it is quite okay to feel sad. It is quite okay to feel, we have to feel those things. And that is why you are alive. In order for you to be alive, we got to go through emotions. And that is a healthy emotion. You are healthy by saying this is what you're feeling. So you're doing great. You're doing great because you're able to say what you're feeling and you're asking for help. So therefore, you've already beaten whatever it is that's the problem. So I encourage you to continue to seek help. You've got coach. I'm not a coach, but you've got me. You've got all of us here. And everyone else that is here watching that's here is your support. So continue to ask, continue to feel alive, continue to let those feelings go through you and then deal with it. And then at the end, you will come through bigger, better, stronger. I'm sure a whole lot more beautiful than you already are. So we've all gone through it. So it's okay. It is okay to feel broken. It is okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do want to emphasize, because you're not broken. It's a feeling that you're going through. It's something that happened, but you are whole. You are strong, and you're gonna continue to stand straight and be the woman that you are. Because I've seen you. I mean, the other day I saw you, in that what was it? That fancy van, right? That picture from the airport with your beautiful outfit on, going all over and traveling. So, girlfriend, you got this. You got this.
Is it all right, okay, to say sometimes your pain is your strength? Without the pain, how do we learn? How do we grow? So whatever it is you're going through, take it as your strength is about to show, because you got this.
Yeah.
And And Cricket is the name, correct?
Yes.
Cricket, I don't have any words of encouragement that I can offer you right now, but I want to pray with you, if it's okay. Father God, at this point, we don't want to continue with the show because at the end of the day, it's not even about the show. It's about connecting with people. It's about connecting with our brothers and our sisters and be there for them when they need it the most. But even when we do these things, our efforts are not always enough. But we know that you also say, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. And so I'm asking right now, and that you will reach out to Cricket. You and you alone knows what's happening with her, what's going on in her mind and in her heart. If it's healing that she needs, you are the great physician. If it's a hug that she needs because she's feeling alone, Father God, your arms are always wide open. Whatever she needs, whatever she lacks, you can read her mind, you can read her heart. All we are asking is that you will reach out to her right now, and that you can whisper the sweet little words that she needs to hear. You can let her know that she is yours and that you love her and that there's nothing, absolutely nothing that can separate you from her. Let her know that she is your beloved and that you got her in the palm of your hands. Father, I pray that you will remove anything and everything that will prevent her from experiencing your love, your goodness, your mercy, your joy, your peace. May she find the love that she needs right now. May she find the support that she needs right now, not just in us, but in you even more. Lord, we thank you, we honor you, and we praise you for this. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. That
Amen.
was beautiful. Thank you, Monday. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. And I know Cricket does too. Yes. Mwah. Big kiss and big hugs to you. And thank you, everyone who just, who's pouring onto Cricket tonight and giving her love. Thank you, guys. Wow, this is the community that I always wanted to have. And tonight, you guys confirmed for me why we do this, why we come in once a week, to share with you guys. And I so appreciate each and every one of you. I do want, there's so many of you tonight, I do want to acknowledge you. I know I'm gonna start again with Merd, Fifi, Sauverjean, Marlene, Linda, Bel Creole, Kawal, Elsie, Marlene, Vava, Davidson, Lucia, Marlene again, Cricket. There's so many of you tonight. Some of you I don't know. That's the first time you come. Thank you so much, Luke. Rico, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Please continue to give us the support and the love. We appreciate you guys. It means so much to us to see you here. Joanna, thank you. Don Paros, thank you guys for coming. It's so nice. It's been a long time I haven't seen some of you. It's so nice to be back here. It really, justify why we are here. Why we do this. My gosh, Raquel, there's so many of you. Oh my gosh, Philip, thank you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And I know there's so many of you that come for the first time, and their names that I didn't read. I'm so sorry. But I really just wanted to give you guys love as well. And for just making this a real family. That's my tribe. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. I know we have a little bit more time to go. Anybody wants to add anything else in regards to the topic tonight before we go?
Well, I just want to say I appreciate Cricket for being vulnerable. In fact, I find her action fitting with the conversation we are having tonight, because you can be in a room with people and assume everyone is doing well. But in reality, that's not the case. You can be on Facebook and have 300 friends, and yet you feel alone. So it's important, as you think about yourself, as you think about, and Coach, you just mentioned your tribe, as you think about your life, it's important to surround yourself with people so that in the time of needs, you know there's someone I can call. There's a coach I can call. There's Maggie I can call. There's a Vanya I can call. There's a friend that I can call in my time of needs. Everybody, we all of us experience this. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your status in life. We all have our moments, but to be able to acknowledge it and know, you know what, I'm not doing well right now. And that's exactly what Cricket did. She realized it. And she said, you know what, I just need some emotional support right now. And that's what it's all about. This ability to acknowledge and know something's not right with me right now. I need a little bit more than what I can give myself. Reach out, speak to someone, let it out, be vulnerable, take a chance, be vulnerable, let people know what's going on with you, because you have no idea how much a community can pour into you if they realize their sister is in trouble, their sister needs help right now. So I really appreciate you for being upfront and being vulnerable enough to share this little piece of information with us tonight.
And you know what I will add to this, Mandy, is that, Cricket, by you saying it, I'm sure somebody else now feels strong enough to say it as well. So if anyone is feeling, that you're going through something in your life and you need, to reach out to someone, we're here, for you. This is your first contact, and, that you feel comfortable with, reach out to us right here. And, if we cannot assist you, we'll definitely guide you to the proper, space where you can get the help that you need. But this is what we've been talking about. This is what the topic is, rest. Yes, Monday, this is what we're talking about tonight. Like, you feel like you're going through something, but you're not alone, because so many people go through what you're going through. The thing is that if you don't share it, sometimes everybody's waiting for one person, to raise the finger to say, me too. Then everybody else can say me too. So when you are strong enough to say it first, you have no idea how many lives you just changed, because everybody else can say, now, me too, I'm going through it, and it's okay because I'm not alone. So we really want to make, I know everyone says something, Mandy, just 1 second. We really want to bring awareness to this topic. We want you to feel comfortable when you feel the most uncomfortable. We want you to be comfortable, to feel uncomfortable, to say what you're feeling and express what you're going through so you can get the help that you need. Go ahead, Mandy.
No, I was agreeing with you.
That is, I'm so happy that's our first time experience where someone became vulnerable that watched the show. And it just goes to show you that so many of us can be going through a lot, but we never speak of it, as you said, Maggie, because we're just afraid of what the feedback will be. We always want to look strong at every given moment when we are really at our weakest. And then having someone talk to you says, it's okay, I understand, and give you an ear, and it can really help. It can really help.
Yeah. And this kind of motivate all of us here more to show up, you know, to know that, okay, our community needs us. We can't just, you know, sometimes like Kattia, for instance, tonight, she wasn't feeling well. And I told her, I said, if you don't feel well, it's okay. You don't need to come. But, you know, she showed up anyway, because she says, well, you know what, everybody's expecting us to be there, you know, so she showed up anyway. And, you know, right now, as you guys can see, she had to walk away. But the fact is, we want to be here for you guys. We want to be the support that whenever you need something, to know that we're here for you. And we don't hold back, you know, we just pull into you guys. We do it with love, we do it just because you guys show up. So that's why it's so important, you know, even if you just allow us a little bit of your time, you know, once a week, an hour, you know, come and share it with us. And also share the videos, you know, talk to your friends and tell them, you know, what we're doing, and bring them in. Let's grow this community. Let's grow this tribe, you know, because we're here for you guys. As you can see, we're here for you guys. And we're getting close to our closing time. Anybody want to, you know, add anything as we're getting ready?
The only thing I wanted to say is I want the listeners to also understand this is a partnership. When we come on this platform and we are pouring ourselves onto you, I want you to also know that you also are doing the same thing right back onto us. Your feedbacks, your prayers, the words of encouragement that sometimes you send to coach to let her know that, you know, I thank you for having the show. Just this past Saturday, I have a show called One Night with MD. And all I did basically is provide a platform where we kind of talk about love and play chansonnette française and so forth. But at the end of it, so many people reach out to me to say, I am so happy that you did that tonight. I felt so good that I felt reconnected again with my spouse. That's what it's all about. So as we are giving unto you, you giving unto us. You help us to know that, you know what, we're on the right track. We're doing the best that we can. And you're giving back onto us as well. So I just want to say, I can't see who you are, but I know you guys are out there. And I appreciate each and every one of us, because again, you didn't have to come and watch this tonight. I mean, you could have been on Netflix and watch Game of Thrones or whatever it is that you guys watch, right? But you know, you chose to be with us. And we want to make sure that whenever we come here, we acknowledge it and that we come prepared to bring you something that can be beneficial to you.
Thank you. So, Vanya, you want to share something before we go?
Yeah. When we had stopped the show, I missed the show so much. You know, it not only we're giving to the audience, but I'm taking as well. As much as I talk and I give information, but I get a lot of information from Monday, from Maggie, and from Kattia, and that's helping me grow. We never stop growing, no matter how much we think we know, never know enough. So it's a learning process for me as well. It's a growing process for me as well, learning every day how to deal with the mundane things. Like, okay, for example, for work, I've been stressed the whole week because for something very simple, such as I've changed my computer. It was giving me problems, so I went to the main office and had it changed. Oh my God, I had to relearn a new way of managing the program, the application. And from Monday up until tonight, because I work till 7 o'clock, it wasn't until about 6 o'clock. Oh, I finally got it. And I was so stressed. I wanted to go get a glass of wine and put music on or watch Netflix. I said, well, I have the show. And that motivated, that made me literally feel better, you know, just being with you guys, speaking and letting it all out. And I feel, so sometimes even the little small things you don't think is going to make a difference in your life. It could be just that one thing someone says, it clicks for you.
Yes.
And makes you feel better. And And yeah, so by the time I got to the show today, I feel like, USA, I feel bad. The stress is gone. So thank you, and thank you everyone in the audience.
Thank you, guys. And of course, I want to remind you, we have an event coming up December 10th, 2022 in Fort Lauderdale. And I would like for you guys to join us so I can see you guys face to face. Not just me, but the whole team here. We can see everyone face to face. You know, we can put a face to the name that we see once a week. We're planning some great things for you guys. We're gonna have lots of entertaining things for you. As you guys know, it's not a party. It's not just a party. Yes, we're gonna have music. Yes, we're gonna have food, but it's not just a party.
And drinks.
And drinks. And then we're gonna have so many other things in there to entertain you guys, because it's called a masquerade ball for a reason. So not only everybody should be coming in their long gown, ladies, right? I don't want to see no sexy legs that day, please, because I want everybody in their long gown, because that's what the masquerade ball is. And all guys in their, tops or costume, whatever it is that you guys, are gonna put on to make sure that you guys look handsome and great. And everybody should have a mask on their face, and I'm not talking about COVID mask. Please go on Amazon and you can get something, or reach out to me and I will definitely connect you with a place to get some. But let me tell you, the most important thing is that we're going to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are going to experience something that I know that many of you have never experienced before. And we have so many surprises for you. And I know sometimes, people say, well, why is this, to that expense, but guess what? I don't know one thing that is good that doesn't have a great value on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want something cheap, then you're going to get cheap. But if you invest in something, wait and see what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're in for a big surprise.
Yes, they are.
I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Mwah! Thank you again, everyone, for joining us tonight. Hashtag OMD, everybody. Hashtag OMD, please. I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Please reach out if you have any question. Miss Cricket, I'm going to give you a phone call right now, so please don't go away. I love you guys. Mwah!
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.